Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about chewing gum and like sugar-free, um, I don't know, like candies, whatever, you know, because I used to be extremely addicted to it. When I was very deep in my ED, I just couldn't go like even 2 hours without having either chewing gum or these sugar-free things that should help you with your throat. And it was so bad. Like I would from these I don't know how to call them because it's not candy. It's supposed to help your throat, but they were for me like candy. I started having problems with my mouth because of the thing that was constantly here. It started like kind of like attacking my um skin here. So it was really a big addiction. I couldn't stop eating these things. And the reason for me eating them was simply because I was hungry. So I would constantly have the urge to eat or have something sweet in my mouth. And yeah, that's what I did. Instead of eating, I would have those chewing gums and sugar-free thingies. And then at some point, I started discovering Coke Zero. Yes, and from then on, I had like the combination of everything sugar-free that I could find. Really, I don't know. Now I never do that. When I'm craving a chewing gum, usually it's simply because I'm hungry. Because otherwise, I don't have the urge to eat have something sweet. And if I do, then I just eat something sweet. Like it's not that difficult. I just go and get myself something to eat. But back then, I would really constantly eat chewing gum, and I would even have like a bad conscience about the environment because of how much plastic went into me eating those chewing gums. Horrible, like really, I don't know. Um, and so at some point in my quasi recovery, I realized that something was wrong because I would literally, I don't know how many chewing gums a day, but I would eat a lot of them. And so I told myself like I would stop eating them. Um, and then it cost me so much to stop being so addicted to them. It was very difficult. And then as soon as I started eating enough, like literally eating enough, which is a ton, very, very much. Um, I'm gonna talk about how much. Wait, I think my brother might. I don't know. Um, when I started eating enough and listening to my extreme hunger, I stopped craving chewing gum, sugar free, Coke, whatever. I literally, from one day to the other, I would just be like, I was simply hungry. It was never that I was addicted to chewing gum or these sugar free thingies. It was simply because my body wanted something to eat. And because I wouldn't allow it, I would take the option that was like kind of similar, but I was not scared of, which was these things. So when you're in your recovery and you're still very addicted to chewing gum, sugar-free things, whatever, stop it. And every time you crave your chewing gum or whatever, simply eat because it's your body wanting to eat something. Except of course if you're like a smoker and you eat a chewing gum after smoking, it's simply because you want to get rid of the bad smell or something. Okay, go for it. But otherwise, no, it's simply a sign of hunger. And now, because I feel like a lot of people are very concerned about them eating too much, I've gotten a few comments. Let me check if I can read one of them. Exactly. Gabriela, she told me like, maybe I'm just asking for permission, but is it okay to eat a huge chocolate bar every day, like 300 grams? I'm so crazy around chocolate. Every time I eat something savory, I want to eat chocolate afterwards. I try to eat normal amounts, not restrict myself, but I end up eating the whole bar. And okay, so I have also, where I live, we have 100-gram chocolate bars or 200-gram chocolate bars, and I would on a daily basis eat at least one of these 200 grams as like normal chocolate, and then I would eat like chocolate croissants, everything also with chocolate. And that has a very simple reason. Your body wants something that is very easy to digest and gives a lot of energy, and chocolate is perfect because it's just very easy to digest. And for in recovery, and also after, it's the best food. I still eat a lot of chocolate. I think I mention it very often. And sometimes still I eat like 120 grams of chocolate, or like 100 grams of chocolate just in one setting, even though I'm recovered. So 300 grams in recovery is not that much. It's simply what you need, and I'm very, very grateful that you're able to eat it, that your mind doesn't say like, oh my god. But it's very normal to like eat something normal and then your body still wants like the chocolate, because honestly your body wants as much energy as it can get, and it knows that like after a big meal chocolate is something that you can still eat. It doesn't take up too much space and it gives a lot of energy, so that's why. And of course because it's very delicious. But never feel bad or think it's too much. Like if you after that still crave more, then eat more. Who cares? If your body craves it, it's healthy for you. I know so many people would disagree, but look at me, I'm very healthy and I went through way more than 300 grams of chocolate. Yeah, sometimes, like these Nutella, the small ones, I don't even know how many grams there are. But like the small Nutella jars, I would like easily eat one of those next to everything else that I ate. It's not like this was the only thing I ate, it was just like a plus. Sometimes I would buy myself like these big packets of like Snickers, where there are like 15 Snickers, and would eat so many of those and things like that. Like that's very normal to eat such things in recovery. Also, like I know a lot of people ate a lot of ice cream during recovery, but it was not something that I did. I don't know, I was never craving ice cream. But I ate a lot of pastry instead. I don't know why. I think it was just something that I craved a lot. I'm just pastry with chocolate. And then what else did I eat a lot? I ate a lot of milk products. Like everything that I could find. Cheese, yes, but mainly yogurt and cream cheese and like chocolate milk and stuff like that. I was obsessed because I was nearly vegan, and I feel like sometimes we crave things most that we restrict the most, except for chocolate, because I never really stopped eating chocolate. So yeah, but literally binging is normal, like eating a plate and then not be full at all and just eating like 10 times the size of your normal plate again in where various foods that you can find everything. Like all of these things are so normal. I cannot even tell you what I ate during a day in recovery, especially during extreme hunger, because it was so messy. I would just constantly eat anything that I would find, and I would go shopping, I would eat more. It was really a lot, and it was so much I couldn't keep track of it, which was a good thing. I never tried to keep track of it either. I just remember sometimes I would like go out with friends and then I would come home and I knew everyone would go to bed immediately and sleep, and I would just be so hungry and eat so much before bed, but then I could actually sleep well. Sometimes I would not eat enough and then wake up in the middle of the night, be hungry, and then eat. So I started eating a lot before bed that I wouldn't wake up. And, like I would just over time I would realize I couldn't do anything about me being hungry, and the easiest way was just to eat enough so I wouldn't be hungry and could just live my life. And then of course I gained a lot of weight. I had so many struggles with it, but over time I realized that my appetite became more normal. I still ate more, and I still to this day eat more than most of my friends, which is fine. I accepted it. As a teenager, I also ate always more than everyone around me. Like when we were in camps, the kids around me, they couldn't finish their plate. I would eat the rest of their plate. I don't know, I was always very, very hungry. So even in my ED, sometimes I would eat like the same as other people, and I would still be extremely skinny because of, and I lost my period because I simply needed a lot of food. But yeah, so over time, my appetite became more and more normal, and I realized that recovery was working, but I didn't lose any weight. So I was like, okay. And you have to keep in mind that your body does not care about what like society says about food and blah blah blah. It simply follows what it feels like, and how it feels safe. So when I started losing weight, I started my job, and at my job I work there twice a week, and each time I get a pizza for free because they have the best pizza, literally really good, or like pasta, whatever. But I always take the pizza, and I started eating it like twice a week, eating pizza twice a week. I wouldn't always manage to finish a whole pizza, which is weird because I used to be able to finish like 3 in one setting in my recovery. But I kept eating it, and then people would always talk about like how they started gaining weight when they started working there because of how much pizza they ate, or they would be like telling me I should be careful to not eat too much pizza, blah blah blah. Like all of these people were so concerned with me gaining weight there, but I did the opposite. I lost weight as soon as I started working there because I don't know, it had nothing to do with the job. It's just that my body decided that after like 6 to 8 months of being like in this overshoot weight, 6 to 8 months, maybe like 8 months, it just decided that finally it felt safe enough to lose the weight. And so I started losing weight despite what I ate. Like I just ate how I felt hungry. I didn't listen to like any weight loss advice at all. Like oftentimes I did the opposite. I remember I feel like 3 days ago, no, it was on Tuesday, because on Monday my friend and I, we made fajitas, tacos, and we always use cream cheese. Not cream cheese, it's called crème fraîche. I don't know how it's in English, but it's similar to cream cheese, but like more liquid. And then I had like a lot of these veggies for the next day, and so I thought I'd do a salad. And I was like, no, but I need to put more calories. Like, yes, with the salad I ate something else, some bread or I don't know what, but I was like, no, that's still too little. I need to make sure it's enough. So I just put like the how I don't know how much, but like a lot of this cream cheese stuff in it, just because I wanted it to be like more, I don't know. And then I'm like, I'm always doing exactly the opposite of what any diet person would tell me. But for me, I learned that for me to be happy and healthy, I just need to eat an insane amount of food, and much more than most people around me. But that's okay. Like, I don't hurt anyone. Enough food makes me, or gives me enough energy to live my day and to be happy. If I don't eat enough, I'm not happy. I lack energy. I have a bad mood. So I just need a lot of food, and it took me a long time to accept that. I don't know, all of my friends, they eat less than me, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to be the one that eats the most. In the end, it needs to work for me. I don't need to listen to any advice. Sometimes I would just nod, like, Or one time I remember I even told the guy when he told me like how much weight he gained, or like I should be careful to not eat too much pizza, so that I wouldn't gain weight. I was like, you know what, like I ate super unhealthy, because that's like what they would think about me. If he knew how much chocolate I ate on a daily basis, he would fall over. So I told him, like, you know what, I already eat so much chocolate and so much stuff, like I don't think it's gonna make a difference. And he was like, oh, okay. So yeah, sometimes it's good to be honest. Sometimes you can just ignore it and be like, and not say anything, but just make sure to do what you feel like doing, and yeah, what your body craves, whether that's 300 or 500 grams of chocolate. If you want it, then just get it and eat it. Okay, bye guys.